Hi everyone, Z from Customs by Z. I'm going to do a real fast video of the Masterpiece Grimlock I just finished. Just wanted to show some of the electronic features on this Grimlock and kind of explain how they work and how they were installed. I'm going to make this as fast as I can. So here you have Grimlock in his T-Rex mode. Pretty standard weathered paint job. I didn't do the rust effect on this one. I wanted to give him more of a flat yet metallic look with no real rust. In the head, what I did is I removed the jaw feature so it doesn't spring open and close anymore, but it does stay open and closed. I did that mainly to fit the electronics in. Now again with this one, this head top you cannot open to switch the eye colors anymore. Electronics are housed in that compartment now. If you open this, you ruin the electronics. So if you do decide to bid on this, win it, and you open that head, all sales are final. What I did with this one is pretty similar to the last one. I did clean up the electronics a little bit, and I left his head open, or his neck part open, to show you what I did. So in his neck, you will see a big battery compartment, and there's a switch right here. Batteries, there's two batteries in here that will slide right out this way for replacement. And what this switch does is it's a three-prong switch. So if you hit the first switch forward, see if I can get his head in focus. When you pull it forward, the first one you get is the red eyes and the flame breath on that cannon that's in his mouth. So that's that effect. And then if you pull it forward one more time, you get the blue eyes. So let me see if I can get a good close-up of that. So there are the blue eyes. And then again, the switch switches to red. So all that is nicely housed right in this section. The rotating gimmick on the head has been removed. You can see that here. That whole post and gear thing is gone. That was made, or that was done to be able to house all the electronics. The wiring is a lot tighter this time. Now that I've had some experience on how to and where to fit things, you'll see some wiring running through the neck into the head from that aspect there, and it all runs through the neck. So I wouldn't, if you do decide to get him, I wouldn't turn him more than this on either way. Otherwise, you'll have a tendency to snap the wires. So that is all the electronics in the dyno head. So if you give me 2 seconds, I'll transform him real quick, and I'll show you the bot mode electronics. Alright, so here we go. Here we have the Masterpiece Grimlock transformed into bot mode. Some of the things I do want to point out, too, is this figure does feature my Shapeways upgrades that were originally done for a private commission project. The commissioner has allowed me to use a couple of the printed samples for customs that I'm going to complete. So he's got the much bigger forearms. They're almost, I don't know, maybe a third of the size bigger than the standard forearms. He's got the fully articulated hands. These are actually the newest versions of these hands. Let me see if I can get a good picture of these. These hands feature the ball joint on the base thumb knuckle, and then a joint on the actual thumb. Each finger has 3 joints in it. It has a ball jointed base knuckle and then 2 individual knuckles on each finger. So he can do all kinds of different poses. You know, he can point. He can point now. Let me see if I can turn it this way. You can kind of see that black on black's tough, but you can kind of see all the different kinds of poses that he can do. This is the first time that these hands have been shown or used on a figure. I am working with a third-party company to hopefully get these mass-produced soon. There's no guarantees on that. It seems to be a bit of a struggle at this point. But if any of you out there do have an interest in the forearms, the hands, the sword, the head, please make your feelings known on my Facebook page and maybe some of the third-party forums. So let me show you the electronics. Also with this, you've got the modded head, which is, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys, is the IDW look with the teeth. You saw that on my previous version. So this was done in Frosted Ultra Detail from Shapeways. So it kind of rotates. I wouldn't spin it all the way around. It can look up and down. The wiring goes through the neck into the head. So you're not going to have too much concern with that unless you're really tweaking it around hard. What's different on this one now is on the last Masterpiece figure I did, there was no Autobot symbol in his chest. I took the whole thing apart, and they just never included that part. So I had to put a decal over the glass there, the plastic. But this time I actually made it a fixed symbol in his chest. So there's no more feature that pushes it up and makes it show in robot mode. It shows in robot mode and dyno mode. What I did, though, is a pretty cool feature with that. I'm going to show you in a second. So the electronics are all housed in his chest. I'll show you the wiring in a second. The switch is down here. Let me see if I can kind of bend his torso up. You can kind of see the black switch right here. So what you do is if you push it to the side once, you get the blue eyes, and what I did is I made this Autobot symbol light up from below. So that's only with the blue lighting. So that's the feature you get there. And then if you go one more to the left, he goes to the red eyes, which I think is pretty cool. It kind of gives him a dual feature. So again, you get the blue and then off. And all of the wiring for that, so if you pull them up, you can kind of see it all right in there. So you've got, let me focus that for you guys. So right here you've got the battery pack with 2 batteries in it, and then all of the wiring is contained in here, and again the switch is right here. I did, like I said, whoops, floppy Grimlock. I did have to remove that feature that pushed up the Autobot logo in robot mode, and I had to channel out this little area right here to let the wiring and a magnet sit. That helps lock him in. There's a magnet right here. You can kind of see it. And what that does is, because there's no clip here anymore that would hook him in robot mode, what it does now is when you bring him up and lock him into place, that magnet catches and keeps him nice and tight in that position. So that is the Masterpiece Grimlock. He will be up for auction at some point today, August 6th, Sunday, August 6th. So feel free to look out for him, and if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to get back to me. Thanks, guys.